Parliamentarians began debate this morning on a bill for an act to establish the National Training Agency. It's intended to develop a competency-based training and job placement program to be launched in just over 2 weeks.
During the second reading of the bill today, Minister of Labor, the Honorable Shane Gibson, said it is significant for more than one reason. Primary among them, reducing unemployment and equipping residents with skills required for an evolving workforce.
Big issue we have. To transform undesirable attitudes and behavior towards work. Mr. Speaker, that's important because I can tell you, people come to you every day wanting to be hired, and they talk about how they could work any time. They could work anywhere you assign them, whatever job you assign them to do. And that's all well and good until after about a month on the job. Then they can't do this, they can't do that. They can't be sent to this location. Car tire flat. I can't take the bus anymore, you know? And so, Mr. Speaker, the idea is to transform those types of thinking, right? Where you cause persons to appreciate more what it takes for them not only to get a job, but to keep a job.
Now, at the outset, Minister Gibson defined the role of the NTA. He says the agency itself won't be doing any training. It'll conduct assessments of agencies engaged by the government, which will carry out the training. The NTA, he says, will be the catalyst for uniformity, standardization, accreditation, assessment, and certification.
We have persons who come in who may be high school dropouts, persons who for some reason or other couldn't survive high school, didn't graduate, don't have any BJCs, any BGCSEs, any formalized training even after high school. All of these persons, Mr. Speaker, will be accepted in the agency. And so you will notice that in the agency we have different tiers, from tier 1 straight up to tier 7, which is supervisory and managerial personnel. But the idea is to allow for all persons, of all levels in the society, to be able to apply to the agency.
Member of Parliament for Long Island, Loretta Butler Turner, says opposition members are not just opposing the national training program for opposing's sake. She maintains that the proposed agency is nothing more than a duplication of an existing organization, the Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute, BTVI.
Why are we as Bahamians reinventing the wheel? We are not opposing for opposing's sake because we want Bahamians to be equipped. We want our Bahamians to be engaged. We want our Bahamians to be trained for the 21st century and for the jobs that will arise in the Bahamian economy. And so, Mr. Speaker, I also want to bring to your attention the apprenticeship bill, which is a bill that has not been repealed. It is on our books. It speaks to all of the things you heard the member for Golden Gate speak to that is now being brought because they created a new name, a new agency called the National Training Agency so that they can break ground and open rental accommodations on Braxton Road, in the Darville building, another Darville building. I'd like to know the connection there, friends, family, and lovers.
The Bahamas Union of Teachers wrapped up a successful annual general meeting last night with an installation banquet at the Wyndham Nassau Resort in Cable Beach.
Now, just a few weeks after the union's elections, the new leadership was sworn in. President Belinda Wilson, touting the goals of her new team, said she's confident they will achieve great things for educators nationwide. She outlined some of the issues that were discussed during this week's meeting.
We also talked about the BUT's history book that we're going to be having launched, and we hope to have that launched by early next year. So it's a lot of things. We in the grievance area, though, we're still concerned about reclassifications and the salaries, those human resource matters that we are making some small progress, but we really need to make some bigger steps with those. And the point of violence in the school that was raised today, and the safety of our teachers.
Now, President Wilson noted that the union is eager to continue negotiations with the government on their bargaining agreement. She's also optimistic about increasing the union's membership.
Every September, when school opens, there's an orientation session. And at orientation, the Ministry of Education invites the unions, so we're there, and we're able to enroll our members right on the spot. So I think there's going to be approximately 145 new employees, teachers coming who came out of the College of the Bahamas. I think most of them are going to be employed, so they will be our members.
The Independence Planning Commission says the countdown to the 40th anniversary of independence is in full swing, and there are many activities that everyone can take part in.
Friday, day after tomorrow, is National T-shirt Day or National Colors Day. We want everyone to start wearing the colors. And on Friday evening, there's the Junkanoo Rush towards Independence, Conquerors for Christ, Fancy Dancers, and the Valley Boys. On Saturday, Fun, Run, Walk, Push. And this is going to be at the 4 locations, as we mentioned earlier: Arawaki, Goodman's Bay, S.C. McPherson, and R.M. Bailey. We're headed toward the National Stadium. Exercise, jumping jacks, push-ups, and all of that. Sunday, we have the Adventist.
The Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas wishes to advise the public that its cable television service will be interrupted for about 3 hours tonight, beginning at 11 p.m. to carry out urgent repairs to our satellite uplink facility. ZNS TV 13's normal television schedule will resume once repairs are completed by our engineering department. The corporation thanks the viewing public and customers for their support and apologizes for any inconvenience the interruption may cause.
Coming up in Family Island News, the Prime Minister tells us why a children's home is so important.
And a national champion has big plans for the summer. Find out coming up. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
This is your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Ledaunne Davis. Cable and Wireless Communications announcing the completion of the sale of its Macau business and will now increase its focus on its Pan-American operations, including the Bahamas Telecommunications Company. CWC Chief Executive Tony Rice is proud of the world-class infrastructure and the quality of services developed during CWC's 32 years of partnership of the CTM business in Macau. Mr. Rice hopes to make those same achievements here in the Bahamas. A local food chain raising thousands of dollars to assist the less fortunate during these tough economic times. On Tuesday, officials of the AML Food Limited telling Fidelity Business that they successfully raised $11,000 that will go a long way in supporting the operations of Hands for Hunger here in New Providence and the Red Cross Meals on Wheels program in the nation's second city. During World Hunger Day, frequent shoppers of several food stores on both islands participated in the Add a Donation campaign, where they added a donation to their shopping bills, all in an effort to help eradicate hunger in the Bahamas. In international business news, the FBI is still investigating the alleged theft of $1.2 million from a Swiss International Airlines Flight 17, which arrived at New York's JFK International Airport in Switzerland last week Saturday. Now, although the money was stored in a large container with $100 bills, FBI agents are still unable to determine if the money was taken before the flight left Switzerland. And that's a look at your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Ledaunne Davis.